My name is Carmen. Today we've got a reading for you about somebody who has been hoping that they are finally going to be able to talk to you about their feelings and what they would like as far as a life or a relationship with you. But there does seem to be a little bit of a concern that maybe I have put this person on a pedestal and dreamt of what it would be like to be with them. And I don't necessarily know if those feelings are requited. So it feels like this would be a revelation of a new love, or at the very least, somebody who is saying, maybe I was kind of ambiguous about it at the beginning, but I want to be in a long-term relationship with you. So let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime chime. And I hope you're having a good day so far. Hello, Fate. How are you doing? If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedonestarot@gmail.com. You can find that in the description box, and you can also find out in the description box how to become a member. Thank you to the current members. Let's dive in with the Golden Art Nouveau and see what else we've got. Ooh, also, for those of you who have expressed interest in purchasing candles that I make, I do feel like I've made some good progress on that front, and will update you shortly. I think I kind of explained to y'all I've been trying to get through a round where I can learn what I need to as far as wicks and containers and all of that, so that you don't get my, first attempt candles. Now we're into probably made 120 by now. So yeah, I'll have an update for you shortly. All right. We have the Six of Wands and the Five of Swords in the reverse. I'm not going to be the reason that nothing happens between the two of us. If it means that I take a chance and I express how I feel, only to find out that you're not interested, then so be it. At least I didn't leave it as a big old question mark. I know that there could be some surprise, or there could be, some people who didn't think that I would express this emotion, but they're thinking, I'm gonna. I've got to. Queen of Pentacles in the reverse and the Empress. Ooh, okay. Hello, Avatar. How are you doing? Hello, Key Controller. What's up? This makes me feel like we've got someone who would look at this admirer as being disloyal for this affection. So perhaps this is not just, I don't know for sure if you return my feelings. I also don't know if there's going to be somebody who's upset with me for expressing those opinions. So maybe there's more than one person who is interested in pursuing a relationship with the Empress here. It does seem to be somebody who has more than one admirer. We have the Fool, the Eight of Swords in the reverse, and the Ten of Wands. So even though it may seem kind of daunting, or I may be really nervous about it, and I might already know that there are other people that are interested in you, I'm just going to have to rip that Band-Aid off and let you know that I'm interested, and then we'll see if you also are. I'm protected, Michelle, so just keep in mind that when you are working in that space, it's not a very good place. So I would encourage you to actually do a protective spell for yourself, okay? Hello, Antarctica. How are you doing? Hello, 1977. What's up? Hello, Mildred. How are you? Hello, Ivan. Hello, Reet. What's up? Antarctica, I do personal questions at about 30 or 35 minutes in or after the general reading, with priority to those who tip or donate. Hello, Miss Nika. How are you doing? Hello, Nita. What's up? Hello, April. We've got the Wheel of Fortune and the Seven of Cups. This is like, I'm going to take my chance. This might not be somebody who is known as a gambler or someone who takes a lot of risks. This might be somebody who is very measured or like, I don't know if I want to say calculated because that kind of has a negative connotation these days. I feel like you can be calculated and, you know, that implies that you work with strategy, not necessarily that you're trying to get the best of other people. This is somebody who's thinking, okay, I'm reading the room, I know where I'm at, I don't necessarily know what this person's thoughts are, but the only way I find out is if I communicate that, right? So they're like, just gotta figure out what that mystery is, you know? How do you feel about me? 10 of Pentacles in the reverse. Strength in the reverse and the Queen of Swords. I think this is someone who is freshly single. And maybe that means, you know, they got, or they broke up with someone or they were broken up with in the last, like, you know, month or something. But it could also mean more recently than that. This is like, I know I can't wait too long because there are other people who are going to want to pursue you. And I really do feel like they're going to upset someone. It's like, if I know I'm going to lose one of two people, it may as well be the person who's mad at me for going after the person that I love than the person that I love. Maybe they're foregoing a friendship or interested in the same person as like a sibling or a long-term friend. We have the Magician, the Page of Pentacles, and the Emperor in the reverse. This is like, no one can stop me. I think we'll call them the Magician. The Magician is the person who's expressing their emotions. They look at you or someone you know as the Empress or like a daydream. Remember that the Empress does not have to be a woman and the Magician does not have to be a man. But this is, you know, very strong physical attraction and also admiration. And thinking, you know, maybe people expect me to be a little bit shy or reserved. Maybe nobody expects me to put my feelings out there, but that's okay. I'm going to do it. All right. So they're feeling bold. This is the Weird Cat Tarot. Hello, DC. How are you doing? Hello, Mickey. What does that have to do with it? I'm going to remove comments like that, just so you know. All right, what else do we have? 6 of Cups in the reverse. The Chariot in the reverse. It's interesting because we have the 6 of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune. These cards are very positive. The 6 of Wands talks about recognition or victory, success, people like cheering you on, right? A hero's welcome, that kind of thing. The Wheel of Fortune talks about positive change, abundance or a windfall, positive luck. And then we have the 6 of Cups in the reverse. It's like a negative habit that someone can't give up or someone who is like stuck in the past. It's not very nice feelings. Chariot in the reverse and the Queen of Wands in the reverse. I feel like this is someone else's emotions about this Magician expressing their interest in the Empress. With that Queen of Wands in the reverse, it's pretty easy to see that this could be an envious energy. But the problem is, I do think this person who's jealous and watching this Magician pursue the Empress is somebody who has already messed things up with the Empress. With the Moon in the reverse, this is like, I was secretive with you, so I can't really be mad at you if you're like moving on, you know? I didn't treat you the right way, so you know. Hello, Allie, how are you doing? Hello, Ginger. What's up? Did I say hello to Momo? What's up? How are you? We have the Hanged Cat in the reverse, Page of Swords in the reverse, and the Ten of Swords also in the reverse. I don't know, this feels very competitive over this Empress. Ace or Page of Swords in the reverse and the Ten of Swords in the reverse. This is like somebody who feels like they have to lie about what they're trying to do. Because if I told you what I was trying to do, you would try to stop me. I'm not going to let you sabotage me. I'm not going to let you make me feel like maybe I should change my mind. I've already made my decision. I'm going to shoot my shot and see if there is a chance here that we could date. And if that's true, then that's just how it's going to be. So, I don't know. Ace of Swords and Strength. The reason this person is jealous or upset of the Magician is they do think that there's a good chance the Empress is interested in this Magician. So it's pretty likely the jealous person is, you know, an ex or a romantic rival of the Magician who thought they were going to have an opportunity. But this is someone who's already upset the Empress. So it's like they were already at a disadvantage. Two of Swords in the reverse and Temperance in the reverse. Yeah. I'm upset that you're able to pursue that Empress and that there might actually be, you know, a possibility for you two to be happy together, because if I were to express my interest, the Empress or Queen of Swords would like laugh me out of the room. I wouldn't consider you in like a million years. So this is someone who's mad at the Queen of Wands in reverse, whoever they are. King of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles in the reverse. So we have someone who feels like maybe my family doesn't approve, maybe my friends don't approve, maybe someone feels like I'm stepping on another person's toes, but I'm gonna express my feelings or my interest in this Empress, and that's just how it is. So let's see. Let's get a few from the Love Oracle. Hello, J.A. How are you doing? Okay. Hello, Stephanie. How's your day going? Someday, somewhere, another time. I knew we were going to get that card. I should have called it out. So we were talking about you being somebody's daydream, right? Assuming that you align with this Empress energy, you don't have to. You may be the Magician. You may be the Queen of Wands in the reverse. All of you are welcome. But we have this fantasy of being with the Empress, this desire that was probably kept secret for a while. And now it feels like that someday has arrived and the Magician decides, okay, I'm going to go have this conversation. I'm going to express my interest because I feel like I am different than the others. Everybody else seems to be shallow and just looking for a good time, but I actually want to be with this person. Longing, craving, aching, wanting, and confession. I know there's a lot of people that are interested in you, or I know there are a lot of people that are attracted to you. And there's, you know, a possibility that you're interested in one of those. But I am different because I actually see myself in a long-term relationship with you. And I've also been working on myself. And you can't necessarily say that about everyone else. I feel like there's some surprising confidence that comes forth with this magician's conversation. Maybe because they had thought about it for so long, it's a little bit easier to approach it, right? Right? Hello, Laura. Oh, thank you, Allie. Hello, Universal. How are you doing? Hello, Joelle. What's up? Oh, it happens. Were you able to check out the end of the reading from yesterday? I would ask you to check that one out first. What else do we have? We have clinging, holding on, obsessing, and spying. I feel like this is that Queen of Wands in the reverse. Yeah, this is the person who has some sort of problem or argument. The Empress has already decided that this is someone who they don't feel like they're compatible with. So I guess that would probably lead to some jealousy. This is the Earth and Bones Tarot. Hello, Con. Hello, Leon. How are you doing? Hello, is it, and can I call you Gouda? Oh, it says it's James. Hello, James. How are you doing? We've got Justice in the reverse. And the Five of Petals or Five of Pentacles in the reverse. So this is a person who should know better. Maybe they just don't want to admit that whatever they did to cause a problem here with the Empress, like it should be forgiven or forgotten. Maybe they're just really struggling with the idea of letting go of this Empress, even though there was this mistreatment or this argument. But I don't feel like they're going to be able to resolve it. They want to fix things with the Empress and pursue a relationship. It could be that they were friends who got into an argument and this person wants a romantic connection. It could be that they were the ex. But I feel like the Empress is not interested in this Queen of Wands in the reverse. They view this Queen of Wands in the reverse as somebody who causes problems. 10 of Petals, 10 of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, 6 of Crystals or 6 of Swords. It's like I've already made my choice as far as like not being interested in this person. This Queen of Wands in the reverse and I got into an argument, so like no thank you. The Knight of Petals or Knight of Pentacles is like I'm already on my way. I've already been like beyond that or over it, you know? If that person needs to cut the cord, then I encourage them to do so. But 6 of Swords is like I'm moving on. See you later. Hello, April. Hello, Grindhard. How are you doing? We're 18 minutes in. Not too bad. We've got the Tower. And the 3 of Jars or the 3 of Cups. I mean, this is tricky because it's like I know no matter what happens, because there are other people that are interested in this Empress, like I can't please everybody unless I literally don't do anything that I want to. So I feel like there's 3 admirers wanting a relationship with this Empress. One of them is this Queen of Wands from the past that has no chance apparently with the Empress because of an argument or something that happened previously. There's one other, and then there's this Magician. Could be you, or you might be the Empress, but the Magician is the one who has, I think, very genuine intentions of getting into a long-term relationship and being willing to take a risk because they feel like the connection they have with the Empress is worth it, right? We have the Devil the Nine of Wicks or Nine of Wands, and Death. Okay, this feels like the third admirer. This is somebody who is maybe a little bit obsessed with the Empress, but has also kept their feelings kind of hidden or secret. With the Nine of Wands, it's like, I'll be kind or I'll be, you know, considerate, but I'm not going to let anybody know what's going on, because with this Devil card, it's like, I know that if I had actually expressed my interest, someone would have been mad at me. So now that there's been this ending, now that this Empress is single, I don't feel like I have to be quiet about this attraction or obsession that I feel for the Empress. Hello, Crom. How are you doing? Hello, Laura. Hello, Atul. That's up to you, Jurian. Hello, Holy Ghost. So we have the King of Crystals or King of Swords in the reverse. The Page of Wicks or Page of Wands in the reverse. And the Five of Wicks or Five of Wands in the reverse. Did I say the Page of Wicks was in the reverse? Sorry, it's in the upright. Yeah, I mean, I think this is the person who's feeling that if you snooze, you may be the one to lose. It's like kind of given early bird gets the worm. There is a plan that this... When the choices are, do I call them devil or death? That's not, like, that's a little grim. The person who is obsessed with the Empress, this third admirer, this is somebody who is losing their temper or getting upset because it's like I wake up the day I'm planning to pursue this Empress and I get told by someone else, or I hear, you know, someone said something on social media about being in a relationship, and now I know I don't have a chance with that person anymore. Five of Wicks in the reverse or Five of Wands, it's like I can't compete with that. It looks like I lost my chance. Looks like, you know, the Empress has already found a new relationship or decided to go with someone else. You know, it's a little rough. Not happy about it, I guess. All right, this is the Earth and Bones Oracle. Oh yeah, it was the Two of Cups grind hard. I would say that's a positive take on it. Hello, Legendary. How are you doing today? So we have the Stand, which is number 40, and the Key, number 26. Courage, determination, fearlessness, inner calling, clarity, resolve, intention, and objective. The early bird gets the worm, right? I think there are some people that are a little upset that they didn't have the motivation or the courage to stand up and say what they wanted or express their interest in this Empress before the Magician did. But now that the Magician has approached that rather confidently, and it does look like there is some interest from the Empress in the Magician. Now we have these two other folks that are on the sidelines kind of commiserating or throwing themselves a little bit of a pity party because they don't actually have that opportunity anymore. Warrior, inner strength, clarity, focus, receptivity, and presence. Interesting. The Key and Warrior both have clarity on it. Yeah, this is like the universe saying, like, high five, like, good work, you did it, to the Magician. Even though they may have had a little bit of doubt or some insecurity, they may have been a little concerned because everybody else is interested in the same person, they still, you know, shoot their shot, and it looks like now there's other people that are envious of them because they're going on a date or they're getting the time of day from this Empress, and other people are like basically being told you don't need to apply. The seat's taken. Did I say hello to Paula? How's it going? Thank you, Rogue. I appreciate that. This is the Kipper. Great fortune and wealthy man. All right. Look, you know, when this card comes out, it's really easy to look at it and feel like, okay, maybe I'm going to win the lottery. Maybe I'm going to get that promotion. Maybe I'll inherit, you know, lots of money. But it does feel like a little bit of a windfall. We have to keep in mind that that doesn't always refer to dollars or like monies, right? Sometimes it's about health. Sometimes it's about love. And I feel like in this instance, we have somebody who feels very lucky because they have the attention of someone who's admired by a few other people. Distant horizons and occupation. So I do feel there is some concern here as far as the distance. Maybe these two live at a distance from each other. Maybe there is some, you know, work one or both of them do that causes, you know, a little bit more travel to happen. But I also feel like one of the things that the Empress is impressed by with this magician is that this magician is able to identify, like, here's the issue and here's what I think we should do about it. You know, don't bring me the problem without bringing a solution is something they seem to be really determined to deal with. Hey, you know, I know we live a little bit at a distance from each other, but just so you know, I'm happy to visit on the weekends, or if you're able to, you know, go on a little trip with me over the weekend, we can plan that. There's something here about, I'm going to make it very clear that this is not just that I want to have bragging rights or tell people that for an hour you were super interested in me. This is like, no. Here's what I want. Here's how I feel. And I'm serious about it. But I also want to give you the space to see how you feel about me. And I'm not looking to rush you. But I think they make very clear, I want to like live with you. I want to be with you. I don't feel like it's creepy. I don't feel like they're trying to rush this Empress. I feel like it's just, I'm not out here trying to play games or, you know, just be able to tell everybody else that you liked me for a minute, you know? I want to actually be good to you. So feels like a constructive start to the relationship, even though there are a few trolls who are jelly and not very pleased to see this working out. Hello, Les, how you doing? Ooh, you are connecting with a soulmate in the present. And it's because someone decided they were done dealing with that inability to resolve this argument with the Queen of Wands in the reverse. Stuck by, you know, what they had said, those boundaries, or not being interested in that Queen of Wands in the reverse. Probably because they were also able to confirm what they thought was going on or what was not working. Feeling like there's maybe just too much manipulative energy coming from possibly both the Queen of Wands in the reverse and this obsessed individual, the other one. So we have this Empress being determined to leverage their own intuition and understand where somebody's coming from without depending too much on other people's opinions or advice, right? This is the Spanish Tarot. Hello, Sakshi, how you doing? We have the King of Wands in the reverse, the Eight of Wands in the upright, and Death in the reverse. So anger from this obsessed individual who hears maybe some gossip or hears directly from the Empress, perhaps. Sorry, I'm not going to be like interested in going on dates with other people. I'm trying to see where things go with the Magician because I have an interest in this person. So, you know, some people are the type they want to be able to go on dates with multiple people and see what seems to work out. And other people might be more focused at the beginning, like, let's see where this goes. I don't want to like muddy the waters and be all like distracted by other people. And this Empress is the latter category, right? I'm going to focus and see what happens with the Magician. I'm not interested in going on another date. 5 of Swords in the reverse and the 2 of Wands in the reverse. So this is not good because this is somebody who's already like at the I'm obsessed level. Now they're jealous and then they try to see if they can still get some time with the Empress. The Empress says, no, thank you, not interested. And that makes them pretty upset. Wow, 2 of Wands in the reverse, 2 of Pentacles, 2 of Cups in the reverse. 2, 2, 2. It's like, how can I compete with this person? I don't want you to choose them. If I know you're gonna go on a lunch date at this restaurant, I might show up and get a table for myself, you know? The Lovers. Trying to get this Empress to choose between the 2 of them when the Empress is really only expressing interest in the Magician. But this obsessed admirer doesn't seem to want to acknowledge that. Knight of Cups, 9 of Cups, wish fulfillment and offer made. And the 10 of Swords in the reverse. Even though you are, you know, telling me that you're interested in focusing on the Magician, or you feel like you have some feelings from the Magician and things are going well, even though you tell me that there's this boundary, I don't feel like that's enough for me to stop pursuing you. I still want to see what my chances are. I don't think they realize that they're only making it less likely that the Empress would be interested in them because they're disregarding those boundaries that have been set, right? This is the Burning Heart Love Oracle. Hello, Savas. How are you doing? Hello, Parviz. What's up? Hello, Barbara. I hope your day is all right. So we've got, I want to reach out, but I don't know how. I've been working on myself. I want to hold you. Yeah, I think this is likely from that Knight, or sorry, the Queen of Wands in the reverse. This could be an ex. But this is the person who has the conflict with the Empress where they're like, there's definitely no chance for you, my friend. It's not going to happen. They're not necessarily paying attention to that, and it looks like they're trying to work on things in order to get another chance. We have, I'm scared you'll reject me. They look at this Empress as the one, even though the Empress has said, like, it's over. I'm not interested. I'm dating other people. But what if I told you I don't want to be toxic anymore? Just like straight up though, like if somebody who had been toxic to you in the past came back around and said, I don't want to be toxic anymore, how would you react to that? Like part of me is like, wow, self-awareness in here is just amazing. Excellent. So we're changing. That's good. That's good. And the other part of me is like, you know, should you just like flip a switch? It's gone now. Now you're going to be nice to me? Because it's kind of hard to believe that, right? So I feel like we have this Empress just being like I don't think I want to allow you the opportunity to prove that to me. That's how the Empress seems to be coming through, right? Hello, Zats. How we doing? Thank you for joining the membership. All right, and what do we have from the obsessed individual? I'm in love with you. I sabotaged our connection because it was too intense. I'm kind of struggling with how to phrase this, but I kind of feel like we have someone who is not being honest with themselves about what has happened in between the Empress and themselves. They're saying our connection, and it's not saying relationship, but this feels to me like somebody who is seeing more to the connection than there actually is. I'm trying to avoid referencing a recent example of this. I'm just going to say psychiatrist person. This is somebody who's like maybe not willing to be as in touch with reality as they should. They could be looking for ways to kind of reinforce a delusion or a perception that is not accurate, right? Oh no, is it buffering? Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. Okay, well, our last card is I don't know how to handle my emotions right now. So it does look like the Empress has at least avoided 2 of the issues and chosen the Magician who had good intentions. So I hope that goes well. But yeah, we still got some it's a little bit concerning behavior from the other 2 admirers. All right, I'm gonna leave it there since it sounds like we have some buffering issues. Thank you for the likes and the subscribes, and I will see you on the next reading. Toodles.